Good afternoon and welcome to Juma and Goodness Live TV. My name is Emmanuel Juma. Remember that this is weekly news brief with Emmanuel Juma at Goodness and Live TV. Remember to follow us in all our social media platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and even Facebook fans page at Juma and Goodness Live TV. And before we go to the news brief, today we are having our guest in the studio and we are going to discuss major effects and challenges that students have undergone since lecturers' strike started. Now it's hitting 46 days since the lecturers' strike, where lecturers were demanding cash 7.9 billion to be paid. But before we go deep, may I give our guest opportunity to just do an introduction of himself.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for this humble opportunity. My name is Steve Kombo, the president, a student journalist at Kibabi University, and I always I serve as the chairperson for the class representatives of Kibabi University. Thank you.
That's very, very nice. Maybe if we can open with the first, maybe our discussion. As a student leader, how do you personally view the ongoing lecturers' strike? Do you think it was necessary, and how has it shaped the general mood among students?
Of course, I'll say that strike is not a way of demanding your. It's not a good way to articulate, or rather to demand your what? Your right from the government.
Yes.
So what I can say, the lecturer strike is something that was not supposed to be there, because the government knew. In the last year's budget, there was an agreement, the CBA agreement, whereby the nation knew that they were supposed to pay the 7.9 billion. You'll come to realize that right now they are discussing about having it in two phases.
Yes.
But previously they were refusing. So it's something that the government knew, and it has caused a lot of trauma to the students. Students are suffering. You have those ones who don't have means. You have those ones who are supposed to graduate, like the 4 years right now, they are still on a standstill. You have the first years who had not even done the introduction of the units in the university. Students are really suffering.
So maybe, what do you think could the government have done, or do you blame the government or the lecturer be striking for this period of time?
Of course, I'll blame the government. Why? Because the government knew that the lecturers were supposed to be paid. Yes. The government is preferring some other things over the lecturers. You'll see, the other time I saw President William Ruto trying to give, I think, Kakamega County, I don't know how many billions. Yes. The lecturers are demanding for 7.9. The government is pledging to give Kakamega County 20 billion for the housing levy. I think that's not logical.
So do you think at this point you can say that there is somehow education has been ignored, that chance to grow up, or rather students are being put at a condition where they see like education is just nothing at all?
The problem with our nation is that the government is preferring some other things over education.
Yes.
Because all these ministers, all these people in government, they don't have their kids in Kenya. Their kids are abroad. They are studying. We are the people who are suffering. So they'll look down upon academics. Why? Because their kids are maybe in Norway. They have others in Germany. They have others in Oxford. They are not, like, this strike is not affecting them in any way. So the government will always be blamed over this lecturer strike.
Maybe if I can ask you, since the strike, you mentioned you are the chairman of the class rep body. Yeah. Maybe have you as the the class rep body, have you got any information or students lamenting of the ongoing lecturer strike? How life have been with them?
Of course, as a student leader, yes, I'm always there to serve the students, and all of the time you'll see them coming to my DM asking whether the strike will end or not, without even knowing that. Even the vice chancellor himself doesn't know when the strike will end. Yes. Even the SG Constantine Wasonga doesn't know when the strike will end. But now my work is just to give them hope. Let's just be hopeful. Let's be optimistic. Maybe, perhaps the strike will end. But the reality is that we might end up losing this semester. That's the ugly truth. If the government will not be able to come and sit down with the lecturers and find a way forward.
Mr. Stephen Komba, following the latest update, your university was among the universities which were mentioned that education is going on, or rather learning is going on. Is this true, or is a false information?
One, I need to warn the government over propaganda. That was a misinformation. In fact, this thing might have caused a lot of problems to the parents and the students because the government want to traumatize, or rather to disseminate wrong information to the nation, because if they say that Kibabi University, a university of I saw JKUAT, what Kabianga, like we had more than 10 universities which were they were studying. But going to the ground, have you been studying in Kibabi University? I've got friends in Kaimosi, I have friends in Kabianga, like they have not been studying. What they want to do is that they want to make the universities which have not been studying to be on a standstill, like they feel like we've lost. We've been on strike, but our friends outside there have been studying. But the reality is that there is no university in Kenya which is studying apart from the private ones. So the government should stop playing these hide and seek games with the university lecturers. University lecturers are very learned, they know what they are demanding, and you'll find even the ministers themselves, they don't even have the masters. So you are leading a professor yet you don't have a master's. Now that you are a politician and you help this guy to achieve the votes that he required, now he'll give you a post claiming that now this is a thank you. But in reality, this man is not a qualified person to serve in as the minister. So that is it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen Com. Wherever you are hearing where you are hearing us, keep tweeting at Juma and Goodness Live TV. You can send your comments in our Facebook fans page and even in our number 01 15 80 08 39. Steve Combo, still we continue with this discussion. Maybe at personal level, how has this strike affected you, or rather, which challenges have you passed through as a chairman of a class rep at personal level?
Financially, I'll begin with financial difficulties, because you'll realize that when the parents know that you are not learning at the university, they won't send any amount even if you'll ask. Then being a student leader, I'm receiving more than, I can say 20 students a day asking me to maybe facilitate, or rather to give them some token for lunch, maybe supper. Students wanainama, students are suffering.
Yes.
Students are starving. Like the lecturers are not at school. The students may be trying to see whether I can come from Western to Coast. That's around 5,000.
But I think a student just got help immediately at the beginning of the semester. I think that money should be able to contain the students.
Do you still have the help?
Actually, I can't answer that. Maybe you can just tell me on your personal level.
Help came on August, around 28th of August, while these students were still at home. There's no way you'll tell a comrade that the help you received the other time should be sustaining you up to this November. That's rumors. Like the students, how long does the help take? A week maybe. You go and do a budget for maybe a semester, but the semester has not been ongoing. But the students have been in the house. You'll find that staying alone in the house, you don't have anything to do. You'll find that you are cooking more than four times in a day. So you'll find their budgets came down. They don't have anything in the house apart from the tomatoes and the vitungus. So
back to the challenges now. To the challenges.
So the other challenge we are facing as the students, like as a student, we were having a timetable. Like for now, if you ask me, Combo, when were you planning to graduate? I'll tell you that I wanted to graduate on maybe early 2027, so that in January 2027 I have my degree, so that I go and aspire maybe to become a member of parliament at my home. Yes. But now you'll realize that maybe the graduation will shift, because the semesters might be rescheduled. Yes. Because we've lost more than, it's around 2 months. You said 46 days. 46 days so now. You'll find that when these lecturers will come and agree, you'll find that the semester, you'll find maybe first semester might begin maybe November to maybe March. Then the second semester begins from maybe April to maybe September. Like, time has gone. So it's really affecting the students.
So you, as the leaders of Kibabi University, I know that maybe you have once attended the leadership meeting. What's your way forward? What's your way forward?
The only way forward in the nation is to go to the streets. We can go to the streets. It's not a threat.
But I've seen a university like JKUAT, I've seen a Technical University of Kenya. They have gone to the street, but still there is no solution. Do you think what makes you that when Kibabi University students decide to go on street, there will be changes?
The magnitude of the strike that these guys have demonstrated does not alert the government. But the one Kibabi University will do, which will be spearheaded by me, Mr. Chairman.
How sure are you?
I'm a man of like I know how to make my own strategies.
Yes.
I can assure you, right now, if I call all the class reps of Kibabi University, asking them to produce 100 class reps, 100 comrades from their combination, they'll be there. Then we say we'll march from the junction to Bungoma town. Yes. They'll be there. I'll have more than 10,000 comrades.
Actually, the strike that I don't know, it was TUK or rather JKUAT, there was a girl there who was saying that if the semester will end, this semester will be cancelled, as if there is no learning going on, then they demand another help. What do you say about that?
Of course we'll need another help. Like, there's no way...
But remember that help is only given in two period time, first semester and second semester. How do you expect to be given help in the third semester?
Does it concern us? Are we the ones who ask the lecturers not to teach us? Are we the ones who ask the government not to give the lecturers what they demanded for? Yes. Help comes in a semester. Now that this semester, we've not achieved anything. Yes. They'll say maybe first semester will begin from maybe, let me say December to March. Yes. That's a semester. Now this one, we don't count as a semester. So we'll need the help. In fact, we are not supposed to be negotiating over that. If they don't give us the help in that first semester, which we are about to commence, we are linked. Like I'm going to link with the students in Alupe, Maseno, JKUAT, Pwani. We'll go to the streets and that will be the end.
Okay, thank you very much for the viewers wherever you are viewing us. This is Juma and Goodness Live TV. But before we come into conclusion, may I read some of the messages keeping tweeting in our Facebook fans page. I can see Griffins in Kisumu Poly saying that the lecture strike actually is affecting the university students. I can see Flavian from Rongo University saying that a strike has really affected us, especially education in this first semester. And he's saying kwamba anahurumia the first years. Then I can see Felix Otieno from Nairobi and he's saying that the strike has really affected students. Maybe Combo, if you are coming into the conclusion, which message would you like to send to the government or the lecturer unions and university managements?
For me, my message is to the government. In fact, I want to address President William Ruto if this message will reach him.
Yes.
Please pay the lecturers. It's not something negotiable. Lecturers have been like this thing. We had our pioneers. We had the people who have been in the university. They've not faced this thing.
What of the management? The management of schools, the universities.
The management has nothing to do. Like there's no way government will fail to give the capitation to the university. Then you expect the management to continue running, because you'll find most of these lecturers who teach at the university, they are the people who depend in the CBA. This amount that they are negotiating. So
should the universities close up and resume after the lecturers have been paid?
There's no way a university will resume when the government is promising to have a discussion with the lecturers. They don't even know the way forward.
This is what I'm saying. Should the universities close so that students go home, so that they will come back when the semester resumes after the payment of the lecturers?
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Perhaps Kibabi University right now decides to call off they decide to close the university.
Yes.
Then after maybe 2 days, these lecturers and the government comes to a conclusion. Yes. Then maybe you are from Pwani, let me say the farthest end, Mombasa. Yes. So you'll have wasted the 5,000 to and fro.
So they should not close.
The university should remain this way as we look to a final decision.
Which message are you sending to the lecturers union, the WASU, KUSU, and the so and so and so forth?
For the lecturers, you keep on pressing. We are coming to support you. because they are fighting something which will end in maybe 2029.
Yes.
So you are fighting for us, you are fighting for the future generations who are still at the high school. So
My
keep
last
on
question,
fighting.
Mr. Stephen Combas, we come to the conclusion. What do you think should be done to ensure that such strike don't keep happening in future?
The only thing we need to do is
Yes.
to elect, or rather to elect the competent leaders.
Yes.
You'll find that we have some leaders who will prefer sports over academics.
Yes.
You'll find we have others who will look down upon health sectors. That's why you'll see the doctors at the streets.
Yes.
But we need to elect a leader who is an all-round person. When it comes to academic, he gives what they demand. When it comes to health, that is it.
Very, very correct, Mr. Stephen Kombo. Thank you so much for coming for this invite. Have a blessed afternoon. Thank you. This is Juma and Goodness Live TV, and we are going for a short commercial break. We'll be back with the news briefings of the week.
Meet the new Samsung Galaxy S25, where power meets perfection. It comes with a stunning 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display, giving you bright, clear and smooth visuals at 120 Hz. Capture every detail with its 200 megapixel AI powered camera, even in low light. Powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, it delivers next level speed, perfect for gaming, streaming and multitasking. With a 500 milliamperes battery, a 45-watt super fast charging, you stay connected all day. Smart, sleek and built to last, the Galaxy S25 is truly the future in your hands. Samsung Galaxy S25, the power meets perfection.
Welcome back again, our viewers, to Juma and Goodness Live TV. My name is Emmanuel Juma. Welcome to weekly news briefings. And with our first story, which has hit the country of Kenya, is that lecturers strike across public universities in Kenya now hits its 46th day, with learning paralyzed across institutions, despite government claiming that learning is ongoing in some of institutions. Technical University of Kenya, which is among the universities counted by the government that learning is ongoing, has conducted their protest in street, claiming that they will continue with the protest until they are back to class or at home. Student leaders of University of Nairobi also warned the government that if lecturers will not be paid by 29th, they shall join lecturers on street until payment is done. Still on matters of education is that lecturers have dismissed claims that learning is ongoing in some universities. They have also said that the strike will not end, stating that they don't fear if it will even go up to next year until cash 7.9 billion, which government owes them, is paid, and is paid in one installment, and the 2025-2029 CBA is negotiated, signed, registered and implemented. And moving forward with matters of politics in the neighboring country Tanzania, is that election in Tanzania has been marred by violence after opposition parties boycotting the election day. They accuse the electoral body of not being fair. This is after the main opposition candidates were disqualified, leaving the incumbent Samia Suluhu Hassan and her party Chama cha Mapinduzi in a very dominant position. In parts of major cities, e.g. the Dar es Salaam, there were clashes. Polling clashes, polling station attacked and deserted, and internet services heavily disrupted. Moving on, more than 30,000 families in Garissa are facing severe food and water shortage following the long drought. Speaking at the emergency meeting involving county leaders and stakeholders, Governor Nadhif Jama said that the drought has endangered lives of human, livestock, and even wild animals. He called for the nation government support and humanitarian organization intervention before the matter goes worse. Moving forward with our last story is that President William Ruto has given amnesty to bandits with illegal firearms to return them to the government before the crackdown to mock them up from the civilians begin. Speaking in Marigat, Baringo, he also noted that his new working relations with KANU chairman Gideon Moi. And that brings us to our last story or weekly news briefings. Remember that I am Emmanuel Juma. This is Juma and Goodness Live TV. Remember to follow us in all our social media platforms at Facebook, YouTube, and even TikTok at Juma and Goodness Live TV. We will be back, but for now we are going for a short commercial break. We'll be back with stories concerning the lecturer strike, and we will be having a talk show with a student so that they may explain us which challenges have they been passing through since the lecturer strike started. Now it is the 46th day. Keep locked, keep tuned until we'll be back.